Alright, here we go. One of the biggest movies of the summer.
I'm ready to do this.
This is Front Row Review, and I'm David Graves.
And I'm Vince Maniacs.
And we are going to review Star Trek.
Star Trek.
I'm going to start this, and all I got to say is, woo!
And we're done.
That's it. That was my review.
Alright, that's it. That's all that needs to be said.
It was awesome, people. Absolutely awesome. From beginning credits to the end credits, this movie is what summer movies are all about.
Just waiting for my turn, Dave.
It was awesome.
Lay it out there, Dave.
Absolutely awesome. Every single person who was in the theater went crazy over this. They were cheering and clapping and laughing and just gone crazy. They loved it from, every single shot of the film. Everybody loved it. I mean, it was a great, unbelievable experience going to see this in IMAX.
Okay, so you want to know what I thought?
This is why I do these reviews, is because of movies like this that are so awesome.
Does anybody care what I thought?
You're gonna go on a warp drive? Boom!
Let me tell you what. I absolutely loved this film. Absolutely loved it. From the first frame to the last. I totally enjoyed this film. I totally agree with Dave. This is what summer blockbusters are about. It was great. It was just freaking unbelievably great. They did such a good job on this film.
This is one of the best science fiction movies in I don't know how long. I like this movie better than all three Star Wars movies combined, the new ones, that is. Like I said, this, there was so much action in this movie, and it's great action, and the acting in it is great, and it's funny, and it has a lot of just the edge of your seat moments, and there isn't just like one big action sequence. I mean, the entire movie, it has just phenomenal action in it. And the effects are just absolutely fantastic. And I could not say more about this movie. This is the kind of movie you come out of and you're just like, oh, wow, that was awesome. It was absolutely great.
Incredible movie. And coming from me, who I'm a huge Star Wars fan, more of a Star Wars fan than I am a Star Trek fan. Coming from me, that means a lot. So there.
Hello?
This is a big breakthrough for me for Star Trek. I mean, because with Star Trek, I always thought they were good films, but they always the movies were always better than the TV show. Completely, for me. I've always enjoyed the Star Trek films rather than the Star Trek TV shows.
My review for Star Trek.
And the thing I really enjoyed with this film was they didn't hold back on anything. They put it out there. I mean, they put it all out there. There's everything. It has everything to do with the Star Trek universe.
I don't know. I'm starving.
They added to it with making it more action-packed, which is something I really wanted to see for a long time with Star Trek, because the other ones, they had action in them, but they were more technical and more dialogue-ish than this film. I mean, this film has its share of dialogue, but I mean, it keeps you interested the whole time. Whereas, like, the last few Star Trek films, especially the last two, with the Next Generation, they were slower paced.
Hey, Talking McGee! Hang on for a second.
They were pretty much longer versions of the television show.
This microphone working?
This one, there's just action from beginning to end.
one thing that you were saying, and I absolutely 1,000,000% agree with this, is that this is a movie. It's not a TV show. All the movies, once the Next Generation took over, just seemed like an extended TV show. But finally, they got back into making an actual movie here, and it really feels like the big budget, Star Trek films that they started out with before they just kind of went kind of all watered down. This is back to being Star Trek once again.
I always had a thing for Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. I mean, those were the originals, and I mean, those two characters just always worked well together, as well as, of course, you had Chekhov and Sulu and Scotty and Aurora. I mean, all of them. I mean, they all worked well together as actors and as the characters.
Well, one thing I think is kind of funny about this, is after I went and seen it, I got on the internet, and I was looking at some of these things on YouTube about Star Trek and whatever, and all these big, huge Star Trek fans were saying, "Oh, J.J. Abrams is going to kill the movie. He's going to kill the movie. It's going to be horrible." And all I got to say is,
ha!
That's right. Not only did he not kill the movie, he brought it back alive, like with 300 gigawatts.
We went to the premiere on Thursday night, the very first showing, and it was just phenomenal. And my wife actually walked out of the film going, "That was great. That was a great movie. I really enjoyed that."
Well, we have to talk about the actors in this movie. They're all just wonderful. I mean, they have really, really big shoes to fill. There's no question about it. I mean, especially Zachary Quinto, who plays Spock. I mean, Spock is this legendary character, of course, and, I would be so intimidated to come in there and try to play Spock. It wouldn't even be funny. But he seems like, he came in there and he just knocked it out of the park. I mean, he just knocked it out of the park.
My take on all the actors was, well, first of all, this could have very easily gone into these guys actually acting like Kirk, or William Shatner, like someone playing William Shatner playing Captain Kirk.
And Vince is gone. Vince went out.
Or someone playing Leonard Nimoy playing Mr. Spock. It could easily have gone that way, but these guys didn't do that. The two actors there acted.
You're back.
Like the one actor acted.
Hello?
They stuck true to the characters. They played the actual characters instead of playing the actors playing the characters. And I absolutely love that. For an example...
Can you hear me at all? Hello?
A horrible movie called Dumb and Dumberer. The two actors there acted like the one actor acted like Jim Carrey acting like Lord Christmas, instead of actually just doing the character like he was supposed to. That could have easily happened here, but these guys didn't do that. And I was so pleased with that.
Okay, so let's give our reviews here. Let's bring up the scale and see what we're going to give this movie.
On the grand scale, the Grand Norman scale, I give Star Trek the Golden Norman.
Okay, so what I'm going to give this movie is, let's go into warp drive now, and it goes off the scale, It gets a gold.